Water is the softest yet most powerful element. In a world of rigid calculations, we often harden ourselves only to cause harm to our own souls today. How long has it been since you allowed your soul to flow like a river? Living like water is not weakness. It is the ultimate peak of freedom. Look at the stream as it navigates the terrain. It does not crash against the stones but finds the path around them, moving forward with effortless, silent grace. Water never struggles, yet it reaches the ocean. It teaches us that persistence does not require force, and true strength lies in the ability to adapt and flow. In nature, water accepts the shape of whatever container it fills. It is humble, seeking the lowest places, yet it sustains all life with its quiet, nurturing presence. When we resist life, we create tension. When we flow like water, we dissolve the obstacles in our path by simply choosing not to fight against the inevitable. Contrasts with our modern lives, where we are often sharp, reactive, and brittle. We rush through the great streets, losing our sense of peace and inner clarity. The harder we push against the world, the more we exhaust ourselves. We become like dry wood that snaps under pressure instead of bending with the wind's breath. We compete for space, for time, and for status, building walls around our hearts that only serve to isolate us from the natural rhythm of the living universe. But there is another way to live. Imagine sitting by the water, letting the sound of the flow wash away the noise of your busy, cluttered, anxious mind. To live like water is to find stillness within movement. It is the realization that your true essence is as vast and as deep as the silent sea. Consider the master of a game like an old man playing chess in a quiet garden. He does not move with haste, but with a deep inner calm. His wisdom comes from his ability to remain unruffled by the opponent's moves. He sits in silence, observing the board as if it were a calm, clear lake. He understands that the best response is often the most subtle one. By not overreacting, he maintains his power and waits for the natural opening to appear. True mastery is not about dominating the other. It is about mastering oneself. In the stillness of his mind, every move becomes a natural extension of his being. Across from him, the youth struggles, his mind like racing with 1,000 possibilities. He is tense, fearful of losing, and blinded by his own frantic desire to win. His anxiety creates a barrier between him and the reality of the game. He sees enemies everywhere, failing to realize that his greatest opponent is his own impatience. The more he forces the situation, the more mistakes he makes. His energy is scattered, leaking away into the void of worry and the heat of mental friction. He wonders how the old man can remain so detached. He does not yet understand that the elder is flowing while he is merely struggling against the tide. Imagine if the pieces themselves were made of water. They would not collide with force, but merge and flow around one another, seeking the path of least resistance. This is the art of yielding to overcome. By being soft, you become invincible. No weapon can cut the water. No fire can burn it away completely. When your actions are fluid, you do not create enemies. You simply move with the rhythm of the moment, leaving no trace of resentment or broken spirits behind. He sees the entire board as a single ecosystem. He knows that every move affects the whole, and he acts with the wisdom of a river following gravity. The wind does not struggle with the leaves, it simply carries them. The elder does not struggle with the game. He simply allows the game to unfold naturally. The wise person is like a master of chess. They do not use aggression to overpower. They sit in silence, observing all things with a heart of compassion. When you are truly still, the world is no longer a battlefield, but a playground where softness reigns supreme. Water does not fight the rock. It flows around. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way. The youth begins to see that his tension was his only real enemy. He starts to breathe, letting the air soften the hard edges of his desperate, anxious thoughts. In this shared silence, the game becomes a meditation. There is no winner or loser, only the beauty of the interaction and the quiet wisdom of the flow. He knows that every end is a new beginning, like water that evaporates only to fall as rain again. The soul is eternal and ever-changing in its form. Happiness and success are like this butterfly. The more you chase it with frantic energy, the further it flies away, always just out of your desperate reach. We spend our lives chasing things we think will make us whole, but the very act of chasing creates a distance between us and the peace we seek. The effort of pursuit leaves us exhausted and empty. We become so focused on the goal that we forget to breathe and enjoy the beauty of the meadow. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. The flowers don't chase the bees, they simply bloom and wait for the natural connection to happen in its time. She realizes that her desire was a cage, both for her and for the creature she pursued. To find happiness, one must first learn the art of stopping. She decides to let go of the need to possess. She chooses to simply be present, letting the world exist without her needing to change or control it. When you are still, when you let go of the pursuit, you create a space for grace to enter. You become a magnet for the very things you sought. Without the vibration of desperate wanting, the environment becomes harmonious. The butterfly feels the shift and is no longer afraid of the person who now sits still. Hạnh phúc will naturally find its way to you when you are at peace. It lands softly on your shoulder, a gift from the universe for your stillness. She doesn't try to grab it now. She simply enjoys the connection, knowing that the beauty is in the freedom of the moment and the presence of peace. This is the secret of the flow. By being like water, you find your way to the lowest, most humble places, where all the blessings eventually gather together. Everything comes to those who wait with a quiet heart. Every blessing finds its home in a soul that has stopped its frantic, noisy, and unnecessary chasing. To receive, we must first open our hands. A closed fist cannot hold the water of life. It only creates tension and blocks the natural flow of abundance. We try to hold on to moments, to people, and to things, but time flows like sand. The more we squeeze, the faster it slips through our desperate fingers. Letting go is not an act of loss, but an act of liberation. It is the understanding that everything has its own season and its own natural destination. Nature shows us how to let go gracefully. The tree does not cling to its leaves. It releases them so that it can grow new ones in spring. When you let go of what you are not, you become who you truly are. You become as transparent and as pure as a mountain spring after rain. Life is a constant change. Be like the vessel that allows the water to pass through. without clinging to a single drop. This is true spiritual wealth. The river does not fear losing its identity when it meets the ocean. It knows that it is finally returning to its source, its true, infinite home. In the face of criticism or anger, we often react with our own fire. But fire only creates more heat, leaving nothing behind but ashes and regret. The wise one responds like water. No matter how much heat is applied, water remains calm. It can absorb the heat and turn it into gentle steam. His silence is not a lack of power. It is the ultimate expression of it. He does not allow another person's chaos to disturb his own inner sanctuary. Anger needs resistance to grow. When it meets the soft, yielding nature of water, it eventually exhausts itself and disappears into the quiet, cool, still air. By remaining calm, you offer a mirror to the other person. They see their own reflection and are forced to confront the disharmony of their own angry heart. Arguing with the stubborn is like throwing stones into mud. The more you throw, the more you get splashed with the dirt of their own inner confusion. We become like what we fight. If we fight with mud, we become muddy ourselves. It is better to walk away and keep our own past clean. Water has the power to purify. It doesn't fight the dirt. It simply carries it away. In time, the water returns to its natural state of crystal clarity. Keep your heart clean by refusing to engage in the negativity of others. Your peace is too precious to be sacrificed for the sake of vying right. A mind like a lake can reflect the moon perfectly. Even if a stone is thrown in, the ripples eventually fade, and the reflection returns to stillness. Consider the teaching of the Buddha. He held a handful of dirt and asked, "Is there more dirt in my hand, or on the entire earth below?" The disciples answered that the earth is vast, while the dirt in his hand is small. This is like the suffering we experience compared to our potential. He taught that our capacity for tolerance and love should be as vast as the earth itself. No matter what is thrown upon it, the earth remains. Be like the earth and the water. Accept everything. Transform it with your love and use it to nourish the seeds of wisdom within your own soul. True strength is the power to forgive. It is the ability to see the pain behind another's anger and respond with a heart of pure healing light. In the end, we all return to the source. Like the feet that walk on the shore, we are constantly touched by the infinite ocean of being. Each step is a return to simplicity. Each breath is a reminder that we are part of something much larger, a grand and beautiful cosmic dance of life. Do not leave a trace of ego behind. Let the waves of grace wash away your mistakes and your pride, leaving your soul as clean as the shore. Find your peace in the vastness. When you realize you are the ocean, you are no longer afraid of the waves that appear on your surface today. The sun sets, but it does not die. It only moves to another horizon. So it is with our lives. We are part of an eternal, beautiful cycle. To live like water is to live with an eternal heart. It is to know that you are safe if in the flow of great ways wisdom. Open yourself to the universe. Let the love that created the stars flow through you, healing every wound and filling every empty space in your weary heart. In the darkness, find your light. In the movement, find your stillness. In the world of many things, find the one that is always present and true. Living like water is living a life of peace and self-possession. It is being flexible enough not to break and soft enough to never be hurt. Let your soul be a river of love and healing. When you merge with the flow of karma, you find that the world is incredibly gentle. May you find the vast, peaceful ocean within your own heart. Be like water, my friend, and find your true home in the flow of